Welcome to Psychos and Sociopaths. Today, Marissa's McCoy. McCoy?
McCoy.
Okay, I got it. Man, I'm still trying to wake up from the last. My allergy. I've been having to take Benadryl because of all the allergens, and I keep on getting bit. So it's just really
Allergies are bad right now.
Yeah. I told you my definition and reason why I get bad allergies during the rain season, right?
No.
I did. I thought I told you the whole when the flower when it's about to rain, the flowers just basically come out, literally cum instead of come out, and it just sprays the air and everything. This is legitimate. This is legitimate science. So
don't we call that pollinating though, versus spray blasting?
I like my terminology better. Okay. It's a hell of a lot better in my head.
Okay.
Because I can reference that. It's like pollination. It's so pollination. It's more or less you think of bees
in my eye.
You get quit pollinating my eye. My bad. But anyways, what we're gonna go over today is we're gonna go over Luca. Okay, you're gonna have to say the last name.
Luca Rocco Mugnotta.
Mugnotta. I can say Rocco and Luca, but I can't say that big word. It's like those people that can't spell Arnold, but they can spell Schwarzenegger.
That's not me.
That's literally a group. But anyways, the only way to actually look at this, and this guy, from what I was read and getting the interviews, one, he's very vain. The only thing he loves attention. That was one thing I got from it. He values his beauty or his good looks more than anything. Very vain. I literally had to ask a friend of mine. It's like, hey, dude, if a person's conceited or they really like their looks and everything, oh, that's a vain person. Okay. Thank you, thesaurus. Did you just call me a thesaurus? Yes, I did. I called you a thesaurus. Sometimes I'm horrible to people. But anyways, this whole thing came across because you mentioned it in the comments, and then I did a little bit of research on it, and he only murdered one person, but he murdered a lot of cats or kittens.
When he videotaped and aired the murder of the college student.
Because the thing, it was some kind of it probably be Best Score. That was that's where it was uploaded at on Best Score, which I don't know if that's a thing still, but it was one lunatic, one ice pick.
Yeah, and what I read or what I heard through his interviews was that he actually had released a lot of information alluding to the fact that he was going to be murdering someone with an ice pick on video, just to create the buzz about it before it was
because
released.
he wanted that popularity.
Yeah.
Like how it's totally opposite. I created this thing and everything, and I don't want to be popular. I just want to talk to people. I just want the stories and everything. Everybody's like, oh, you're trying to be popular or anything like that. It's like, no. If I find someone interested, I want some, because there's a couple of my friends that are very interesting, but they won't come on the show because they don't want to be filmed or anything like that. But people have that thing. It's like, well, I just don't want to be filmed. I was like, dude, I'll just get you audio only, and we'll do it that way. It's like, nah. I was like, all right, whatever. I mean, I don't mind camera. I mean, we found. This is way getting off topic, but everybody's used to it by now that's listening to the show. My dad's storage unit, we finally went into the storage unit and found my baby photos and everything. I was a chunky little baby.
Everybody was a chunky little baby.
No, I was chunky. Now my daughter, she was chunky, but she was also very, very hairy. She had she was my little monkey.
I'm pretty sure
she had a dark tail when she was born. Like a really dark tail. I was like, do you have to cut that? Oh, that's not real. Okay. I thought my ex-wife messed around with a dog or something like that. That's how hairy her back end was. She had a hairy butt. But anyways, back on topic. we'll get into the story of who he actually was, because he was actually born Eric Clinton, which makes sense. Kirk Newman, because everybody gets Clinton-sized. Clinton's not a good name for a person, even a murderer. He's a no murderer. I mean, Hillary Clinton probably Clinton-sized someone else a couple of months ago, I think, because he died suddenly. But anyways, back on topic. He was born July 24th, 1982 in Scarborough, Ontario, the son of Anne Yorkin. Man, it's going to be a lot. Donald Newman. That's the only one I can actually get. Yorkin. It's why
Canadian names, right?
No, I think it's French.
French Canadian?
Yeah, Canada. Canada. I did that with a Norwegian. I was like, Norwegia? On another episode, he's like, you mean Norway, Dave? Yeah. Norway. Yeah. But anyways, Canada, I think it's Quebec. Quebec's basically French.
French, yeah.
But he was the first of 3 children. This is according to him. His mother was obsessive with cleaning, so basically she had OCD. Would routinely lock her children out of the house, and once the pet rabbit, she tossed it out in the freezing cold to freeze to death. And his father was diagnosed with schizophrenia. So basically, basically they had a melty pot of crazy, and they made crazy with Luca, because actually Luca Rocco Mugnotta, whatever. Luca. I'm just going to say Luca. I forget that last name. But Luca basically changed his name later down in his life from what he Eric Clinton.
He changed it, I think, after he got in trouble and was arrested for sleeping with a girl who was mentally challenged, and then forging her signature to open credit card accounts.
Yeah, he ended up going to prison for that. I think it was like $10,000. Yeah, $10,000. I'm looking it up right now. $10,000 worth of goods. And what's really sad is, no, he didn't do it then. He did it after in March 2007, because he owed like $17,000 in various debts. So basically, he stole about $27,000. And for some ungodly reason, for most serial killers, psychopaths or sociopaths and everything like that, they literally collect a lot of debt, and they end up stealing a lot of money. They don't have any kind of moral compass or anything. So basically, oh, that's a little bit better. Basically, what happens is like H.H. Holmes did the same thing. He was a serial killer during the World's Fair, and he basically got a lot of debt and everything, and owed a lot of money, but he ended up...
He had a wide geographical area, didn't he?
No, he had a kill house.
Oh, okay.
Or a kill hotel. He had it set up. It was really weird. And you can go back into the other episode and look at that, what we were talking about. H.H. Holmes literally made a murder hotel with secret rooms, gas chambers, drops it down into the basement so he could collect the bodies and do whatever. He would acid wash the bones and everything.
Oh.
But Luca's a totally different story. Luca basically he collected a lot of debt. He was a prostitute. He wanted to do porn. He just wanted a lot of attention. He went on to do, he was trying for a Canadian reality show, and that's actually online, to where he just wanted those people that wanted attention so bad. And I'm not surprised that he killed somebody to get that attention, because it seemed like it was that snap
When
to
you see
where
the link between people that torture animals that move on to torturing humans, I think he fits that bill to a T. Like, he was just that type of person, and unfortunately, there was nothing that law enforcement could do really preventative wise because they can't pursue, animal rights cases the way that you can until.
you'd be surprised nowadays. There's a lot of cases nowadays to where the people get arrested for not maintaining their. I had a friend of mine that he was doing animal control here in town, and he went up and they were about to do charges and everything for animal rights because a lot of cities now do animal rights too, and they had to arrest this guy and the only thing that he did wrong was he's keeping the puppies out in the front yard, but it was during the summertime. So it was very hot. They didn't keep a water bowl or anything like that. Someone called the cops on him, and the cops called animal control, and it was cute little pit bulls. So nowadays, I don't. You have depending on the area, because this is Canada. All this stuff happened in Canada. The only thing that didn't happen in Canada was his arrest, because that happened in Budapest. Because he was one of the people that actually got. Had a Interpol red. What was it? Red.
Like a flag or something.
Red flag, something like that. It was very specific on what it actually said. But anyways, Interpol was after him. They captured him in Budapest.
In an internet cafe, Googling himself.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is he had set up like 70 Facebook pages and 20 websites under different names.
That is so much effort.
I know. I'm telling you. I mean, I have 2 pages I got to worry about. I literally have like probably read about 4 or 5 for this company, for the Angry Me Productions, which you should check out. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
It's on Spotify.
Oh, and we are on Spotify
Yep.
and on Apple Podcasts.
Sweet.
So we take 5-star reviews, no 1 stars. 1 stars we get rid of. We fine you, basically. And we have reviews and everything, but I'm the only one that reviewed it so far. So I was like, I'll give myself a 5-star. I'll write myself a review. What's really sad is I'll get an email with the reviews and everything. I was like, someone wrote. Oh, it was me. Yeah. And I'll just forget totally that I wrote the review. There's times when I do the Facebook stuff and I'll forget that I shared it. And I was like, something happened on the page. Oh, I shared it. Yeah, that's right. I'm the only one that paid attention to my own stuff. Which is really sad and pathetic because I'll get excited. I'm like, yeah, it's one of those things. I have like perfect memory on a lot of stuff, but other things I don't.
Yeah, social media, I can see that being like, oh yeah, I shared this.
It's not a priority for my life, but it's basically giving myself a treat at times. It's like, someone liked my stuff and shared my stuff. It was me. Well, it's a really fast high, and then afterwards and then you realize it was just you, and you're like, oh, that's sad. But what really got him notoriety, though, and a lot of these people finding out, like the BTK killer, or someone that we have to talk about too is the son of Sam, or the Zodiac killer, which someone told me, and was like, they caught the Zodiac killer. I was like, no, they didn't. That was one they never caught. And she was adamant. I was like, no, they caught him. I was like, he's just, okay, so I don't get stabbed, you're right. I'm always agreeing with people, and just because sometimes people have that. Neil deGrasse Tyson said it best. It's like after 5 minutes, they've given actual facts, and they still have the same intelligence of what everything should be, like a flat earther or something like that. Just give up. You got 5 minutes to make your points. Yeah, you're not gonna change that person. It's like vaxxers and anti-vaxxers and everything. I mean, if you're getting your medical advice from Melissa McCarthy, then you are wrong, sir. And if that's the factual, that's I always wonder. And it's like, well, what's with this anti-vaxxers and everything not getting a polio shot because we eradicated polio, and I come to find out, someone finally told me, it's like, oh, Melissa McCarthy doesn't want to vaccinate her kids. That's the reason why. And she thinks it's autism and everything because one doctor that actually got fired in England, and he doesn't have a medical practice anymore because he lied a lot. That's the one she believes. It's just sometimes people get misinformation, which is really sad because we have all the information we need nowadays.
But we don't know how to sort for it, how to filter through what seems
You just
like a
gotta keep it
legitimate
up.
source and what's not. And if it comes across your screen, no matter what that screen may be, then that's factual.
Yeah, a lot of people just do meme factual.
Yeah.
That's the meme factual. It was like, I know we're going like super off topic, people, but there's this one video of a guy that was conceal and carry. It was in a convenience store. Guy tried to rob it. Guy that has concealed carry pulled out his gun and shot the guy. Well, it got around. I was like, oh, this is one reason why Texas is concealed carry. This is Texas concealed carry. It was Brazil.
Yeah, they do that a lot. Or they'll show footage of some big group burning an American flag to get everybody all riled up against this area or against this group, and you find out like, oh, that was from 1992
Yeah.
in the Middle East. Like that had nothing to do with today or anything.
And some of it you should just realize because it's black and white, and their modern vehicle is from the 1950s, and that's all around. That you shouldn't really take that stuff for granted. Hell, there's another one that is just recently. It was ex-Marine convinces two cops that pulled him over for a ticket to have sex with him in his car. It was a joke. The guy actually made the page and made the joke and everything like that, just to get views and everything. I was like, well, that's pretty intelligent and everything, but still, I looked at him. I was like, he's got to have the most. He's got to get ready for like making his own cult because he was that fug ugly.
Oh, nice.
He had this like big bushy beard, freaking hair out to here, and he had a huge face, and I was like, he's got to be like good 50 to 60 pounds overweight. How did he freaking pull that one off? If he pulled it off, I want to see.
How did he pull it off?
I want to see these cops because I'm gonna be. I'll praise him once I see the cops. If they're like really really hot, then I'm like, okay, you win this one.
Props to you.
Props to you. High five. Okay. But what got him back onto the actual subject? What got him notoriety or infamy on this one is he uploaded a video on Best Grower, which we already said. And it was an 11-minute video titled One Lunatic, One Ice Pick. Basically, he tortured, stabbed 8 pieces of his John Lynn's body, fed some of it to his dog. He
amputated the hands and feet and mailed them to
schools.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was another messed up thing. He mailed the dismembered bodies to the schools. He did acts of necrophilia. That's one thing that I've always seen constant with these people. And it was the guy that lives here, the one I'm getting the room for the studio from, Kai. He was jokingly saying, he was like, man, you just bite a chick's nipples and everything like that. I was like, don't ever say that again to me. I've done so much research with these. I know some women like, biting in nipples and everything, But the way that most of these serial killers do, they bite the nipple off. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, after he said it, I was like, no, stop. Just stop right there. We're not doing this anymore. We're not doing it. It's like, why not? What is this like? And I told him, I was like, listen, most of these serial killers do that. And it is appalling and disgusting. You know, a little bit of nip. You know, just a little scratch on the surface and everything might get the woman rocks off, but like
gnawing, chewing.
Yeah. It was like I was watching Cat House on HBO. It's about the bunny ranch in Nevada, and they had this one episode where what they do is they bring in couples, and I don't want to say prostitutes. This sound like the escorts. We'll go with escorts. The escorts literally have a course for the guys how to deal with the nipples on a woman's chest.
That's a good thing, I think, honestly.
Well, it was more sex education, how to basically treat a woman's body, because a lot of the times guys are like really rough in bed and everything, to the point where it's
to where you're thinking it's not bubblegum, dude.
Yeah.
You don't chew it. Like,
yeah.
How were you ever married? Well, now I know how you got divorced.
Yeah, but no, people don't like that. But anyways, but most of these serial killers, they don't have any kind of remorse for the victim, to the point where he mailed freaking body parts to a school. He thought it was a good idea. What kind of rational idea to think that's a good idea? And a lot of them are necrophiliacs too, which is really strange.
Well, I guess that's what moves them into that special category, because there are people that murder that feel bad about it, that feel horrible about it, but they tend to not be the people who are videotaping it and trying to build hype around it and get, some type of fame for it. So
Yeah, and they just basically want to get some kind of notoriety of what they're doing. They want to, what's really sad is when they're in the court doing the trial and everything, they played the video for the court, and after they were done and court proceeding was done, he passed out like a little bitch. But
I don't know if he thought he would get away with what he'd done.
Yeah,
Probably.
It was people like that. They think so highly of themselves that when it comes around to it, and they just like, oh, I'm not gonna get caught. Oh, they don't have anything on me, and they have the videotape, and it's like, oh, I forgot I recorded that. Shit.
That's me. No, that's not me in that video.
That's me.
Not
That's so fake. That's Photoshop.
Who's that?
Isn't that your same tattoo that you have right there? Yeah, but lots of people get that same tattoo. That I'm a gay whore. Everybody that's gay gets I'm a gay whore on their tattooed on their body. Yeah, it's rite of passage.
I watched a video with him where he was talking about the cosmetic procedures that he had done, and he was 25 when he did this.
I thought he was talking about the cosmetic procedures that he wanted to have
he
done.
talked about wanting to have like muscle implants and stuff, but at 25 he had something done to his eyes, like a couple nose jobs. But he was talking in detail, which I never heard the details about, having an actual hair transplant, and he'd had 3 done. And that was really gross. Like, to hear, like...
Have you actually seen the chest and the six-pack transplants?
No.
Dude, they look so fake. Hold on, let me see if I can pull one up. They look so fake and weird.
Do they just put like saline implants in, but small?
It's depending on. God, I fucking freaking spell.
I've seen a testicular implant. Don't ask me why, but I have, and it looked really fake.
There's this thing. No, what reminds me of what happened in my life, because my god damn it, my grandfather couldn't get it up after a while, so he had to get one of those pumps. So, yeah, that happened. No, they look so fake. Here we go. And I'll put that up.
That looks just like a chick's new boob job. Like before they've
Yeah.
settled, before they've had time
Yeah.
to like. So do they settle? I mean, because that's exactly what
Well,
a new
I
boob job
guess
looks like.
they would. I guess they would settle and everything.
How do you
because
keep it all tight and perky? If you're, I mean, because obviously the dude's not got that muscle anyways. Otherwise, he wouldn't be having surgery. So.
Yeah, I don't have that muscle. I got like I'm very active with athletic and everything like that, but it looks like I don't have any muscle right here, which I do. My body structure is really weird. I mean, even when I did like gymnastics and everything like that, I didn't have like muscle right here, but I could like deadlift like 500 pounds.
That just looks like that'll settle into like a nice B cup.
I know,
it's
right?
Like, it's
I was like, you want a sports bra? But yeah, that's the way they get these implants. Most of the time, it's just superficial for themselves because they don't want to work out that much, or their muscular structure doesn't fit that kind of build.
when I lived in Florida, I learned that because in South Florida, butt implants are very, very
Yeah.
common, and you cannot literally sit down for 6 months. So you have this like super high lifted toilet seat chair because you can't really sit down on that. You just kind of like back into. Because that was my big question, like, how do you drive to like pick kids up from school and stuff? How do you sleep and how do you go to the bathroom?
How do you live with yourself, really? Because
Yeah.
I guess you just
Can't
like.
put any pressure on them for 6 months. So they have this.
Wasn't that the same thing with the breast implants?
Yeah, but I mean, you have like a pillow, like one of those sex like wedge pillows.
Yeah.
It's like so that you can get in and out of bed easily. You can't really like lift heavy groceries over your head or anything, but you can still like go to the bathroom and sleep. And I don't know how you could facilitate how so many
Dude,
people can
do some
live a
fucking
life.
crunches or something like that. God, that is wow. That is just ridiculous. See, no offense. I'm all for all natural. You know, you're still very beautiful and everything. You do have implants, and you did do Botox in your lips too, right? Or
It's not Botox, but it's filler.
filler. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying anything against you. You're still a very attractive woman and everything, but I barely get tattoos for, I barely got tattoos, and the only reason why I got tattoos because I was deathly afraid of needles, and I had to go past that.
When I went to get my boobs done in South Florida, there were women that were there for their like follow-up appointments that had like it was called like the mommy makeover, which is the most horrifying post-surgery thing you can ever see because they've had liposuction, implants, like a tummy tuck, like the whole butt implants, everything. And they're in there and they're all mummified and they've got drain bags coming from like their face, their stomach, their butt, and it's like filling up with like goop, and it was horrifying.
How'd you still after you seen all this? How'd you still go get your tits done?
Because that was just my boobs. Like the mommy makeover is like $40,000.
Have you seen Tyree's breasts?
Yeah.
How horrible they are! Oh my god!
Yeah.
I was like, oh, she's very. Oh, I was like, there was a chick that I was infatuated with. We'll just say it like that. We'll do the nice thing. I was like, she's fairly attractive, but she was married to one of my best friends. So I was like, okay, I'll. She flirted with me, and I would flirt back, and it was just fun and games. I would never do anything with her, and then. She posted out. She's like, "Oh, I have an OnlyFans account if you want to check it out." I was like, "Talk about a disappointment." She had cottage cheese stomach.
Oh, you looked at it.
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna look at it.
I've never even been to the website. Like, I know what
No,
it
she
is.
sent me the link and everything. So I was like, and she gave me. It was like, it's only like $5 for a subscription. So I put it. If I had to do subscriptions like that, I do it on my Cash App, because once it goes, if there's no money in the Cash App,
So
I don't have to worry
yeah,
about
that's smart because I have to go through my phone once a month and I'm like, oh, I need to unsubscribe to that, because there's so many things. It's like try your free 10-day subscription. I'm like done, and then
Yeah,
I'm
well,
like,
dude, I don't do that on even porn sites anymore because after like after about an hour, they charge you the full amount.
I had one. I saw it on a show called like the Seven Deadly Sins, I think, and it was like this dating website, and I wanted to see what the other girls looked like. I wasn't even going,
Yeah, it's just curiosity.
and I wasn't going to look for dudes or to sign up for membership, but it was like a sugar baby website, and I just wanted to see how attractive these chicks were that were like landing millionaires. And I ended up with a fucking like $30 a month subscription that I had to go and undo 3 months later because I didn't even realize I was paying for it. And I was like, why am I getting a bill for seeking arrangements? Like,
I did that too. I was like, why is there $40 on my account? And this is when I was strapped for cash. I was like, why do I have what the hell did I pay for $40 for? Because I have, when it comes to money, I'm strict with that stuff. I can memorize.
Yeah,
I can memorize what I spend.
Yep.
But I can't memorize like how to pronunciate a lot of stuff. It's really ridiculous. And it's really funny because there's certain words I can't just say, like distribution.
Distribution? I have a hard time with W word, like walrus. That's
Walrus.
And there's certain words that I'll never be able
You know,
to spell.
walruses have the second biggest penises in the world, right?
Why would I know that?
Well, you know what the first is, right?
What?
You're looking at them.
Hey!
That's an old joke from First 50 Dates.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Adam Sandler movie. It was a running joke through the whole movie. But anyways, back to the subject at hand.
Can you spell Connecticut? Don't.
No.
I can't either. Connecticut and lieutenant. Always like, ooh.
No, I legitimately have dyslexia, and there's a lot of words I can't. Dude, of was the hardest way. OF. I even did it right there. I usually did OV. And someone was like, it's OF. But over, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's my thinking. But I get a lot of stuff mixed up. Like, I'll have an idea of what something is in my head. Like, if someone told me something, it'll click in my head and it'll stay there, festering, waiting for me to act like a freaking moron. Me and my ex-wife we were yelling at each other because I went to the store and all I did was pick up chicken. She told me to pick up some vegetables too, so we could, have like something healthier. I pick up chicken, and my Kai was staying with us at the time, and he, to this day, he makes fun of it too, because I screamed out. She's like, "You didn't get vegetables." "Yeah, I did. I got chicken." And in my head, and I can tell you the reason why I thought that at that time, was someone was a vegetarian, but they still ate chicken and fish. So that stuck in my head, and it festered, and that stupid train just ran right over me.
The stupid train.
Oh yeah, I'm a bona fide genius. But the thing is that stupid train runs over me so many times that everybody in their right mind just goes, no, Dave's not that bright. But when I have like an idea or something like that, it was like, well, you can do it this way, and it just snaps out of my brain like that. And I'm like, I mean, seriously, how did you come up with that? You're dumb as a box of rocks. No, seriously, did you see it? I was like, no, it just came to me and everything. Like, huh, weird. Well, every squirrel gets a nut out every once in a while. But what was really strange is what he did to this kid who was an exchange student. The parents had to cross the freaking ocean, come and make sure they were part of the case and everything. And it was the father, after watching the video, had to leave. The mother stuck in for a little bit longer. If that was my kid and someone did that, I would be jumping over and strangling.
Yeah,
they had him in like a plastic little box.
I guess that's how they do it in Canada for those types of trials where he's not.
Yeah, because it only took like 10 days.
Yeah,
to
but
finish up the trial, which is really strange because in the United States usually the trial process is about a year, maybe two. I know Ava's murder was probably around about 3 to 4, and the process of that one was the reason why it took so long because they had a case beforehand that debuted with murder of a child too, and it's just the weight that tortures you.
yeah, for the family.
Yeah, or the people that
Or especially like
cared about the child.
in the U.S. when they're out when they're awaiting trial,
Oh God,
like
there's so many times that I went into Hastings and her murderer was sitting there reading books and drinking coffee, and I just thank God that my friends took certain precautions, and I can't tell you on camera what precautions they took. That he would have ended up in a dirt farm. But I would say this. I'm gonna get away from the dark stuff. But that's all we're talking about is dark stuff. But everybody in the court proceedings was just appalled at what this guy uh, did. I want to say guy, but it was more or less a monster because I understand that the judge even said that if he took in his medicine that he was supposed to, this probably wouldn't have happened.
But I guess, I mean, he obviously didn't have anybody looking out for him or any oversight. I did see an interview with.
No, they had oversight. That was what was really strange. Is they had oversight, and he was supposed to be taking these pills for his psychosis, and no, he just like a lot of people that think they once they take the pill and everything, once they
Once
feel
they feel
fine,
better, then they don't need it
they don't take it
anymore.
anymore. And they had an interview with the transvestite
The ex-girlfriend.
the ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, I saw that.
And she was like, I couldn't believe that he would do something like that because he would show up with a limo. He treated her like royalty and everything like that. And hands down, if you actually see that interview, she is fairly attractive. I was like, I could see
She
it.
has good makeup.
Yeah, she has
I
very
mean-
good make. Oh man, I just recently watched this video of the best way to describe it is a meth head. She didn't have any teeth or anything like that, and she looked like she was just run through the ringer. She had implant. She just dolled herself up. And I was like,
Have you?
Damn.
I watched a documentary on the girly boys in Thailand. They're
Oh, yeah.
hot.
oh yeah,
Like their body.
I've seen
I'm
that
like,
documentary, too.
I want that dude's body. Like I guess because they're so thin and tiny naturally, it's easy for them to.
there's a
to
there's a
build.
guy that lives in an apartment complex is really really like razor thin.
Yeah, I mean because
And
they're hot chicks. Like
He's homosexual too, and he has this feminine demeanor,
yeah,
but he's not a transvestite. He's just gay, and we talk all the time, and he has a good head on his shoulder, which is very strange at times because a lot of people that I've hung out with that were actually transgender and homosexuals and stuff like that, and nothing against that type of stuff, but I had what really drawn me off with people that are homosexuals. I had a gay roommate at one time. Oh my God, he was disgusting. I mean, literally, me and Kai had to clean up his room because he left for like a month and a half to go take care of his family. And the best way that we have always described this is it smelled like cucumber and ass. Because that's what we found was a cucumber in the room.
woo,
Yeah.
woo.
We stopped doing we every time. Oh man, it just we had hazmat suits to clean that room. We literally went to the store and bought clothes that we got clothes that we knew we didn't want anymore. We had rubber gloves, face masks, both the plastic cover just in case something splattered on our eyes and everything. We were basically surgeons right then and there. We had like duct taped our every thing because it was just that disgusting. And one of his managers up at Pizza Hut uh, knew of him, and we were talking with him. It's like, hey, dude, this might sound really weird and really messed up. Can I come to your house and smell your bedroom? Because I just wanted to know that it was just him. It was, and he actually is like, no, he's really disgusting. I was like, okay, so it's not just me on that aspect, because I don't like judging people, because you have that one idea and it festers and creates a bad thought process on a whole group of people. Let it be like any kind of race or anything like that, because of one bad egg. And
Yeah, but
I
then
don't want that.
nobody wants that, I don't think. But then it's like I'm always waiting. I'm like, prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong. I will
Yeah.
humbly accept, having somebody's ideology bust down and say, look, you're wrong. That's not the way to think. But most of the time, like, I'm disappointed because I'm not proven wrong.
Yeah,
And I want to be. I welcome it. Show
Like-
me that this isn't a stereotype.
Like how me and you first met doing this cast the first time. I mean, you thought I was a creep, and I thought you were like fake. I literally, I thought you were just fake, because I had so many those fake accounts that I just accept. I accepted like 1,000 to boost up people watching the show. And I was like, hey, and I've told you off air that, I didn't think you were real. Either that, or I thought you were going to kill me. And then you brought another dude. I was like,
I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think
I
about
was like,
that.
guess I'm getting raped today.
There's a lot of horror stories that start out that way with a chick
Yeah.
bringing another dude.
I was like, did he? My main concern is like, I pulled off my gun and everything, and I was like, this motherfucker's gonna kill both of us. Johnny, you didn't bring a gun.
I'll have to show you the messages where Johnny's like, I'm gonna go drive by that house and make sure it's not in a shady neighborhood. And he's like, we're good to go. I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
really?
Yeah.
Oh man, no, I'm one of those open people that in this day and age you can't deal with that anymore, and people get lucky when they meet me. I mean, I'm honest. I make sure everybody's taken care of, and it's like I try to get this tattoo artist to come on the show and talk about tattooing, but she's I was like, hey, is it all right if I come to your work and visit with you? I'm not gonna and you can give me a business card and everything like that. She's like, yeah, sure, fine. And I went up to her, talked to her and everything. She wanted to be on the show, but she was fucking busy. Because everybody getting the stimulus and everything, they were just spending money to get tattoos and everything.
Yeah.
And she was like, I would love to be on your podcast, but I am so busy. Get with me at the end of the month. And every end of the month, I try to get with her, and she's like, no, I can't do it. I was like, all right, no big deal. But it's just one of those things. People want to get infamy or famous. That's their drive, like IG famous or Instagram famous. A lot of the people that I talk to, like Mike Glover, he does field craft. He has his own business and everything like that. He has an Instagram account.
It's a lot of work to do that through social media, though.
Yes. I mean, doing all this. Johnny had to take over the Twitter account. He's also admin on our Facebook page on Angry Me Production on Facebook, and plug. And he every once in a while he'll put stuff in on there, just funny memes to keep the people active on it. And I do the same thing. I used to do it every day, and it just got so tedious and boring. I understand, because I was talking to Justin, and he does Black Rifle Coffee's social media and stuff. And he was like, how are you on the social media stuff? I was like, dude, that shit is freaking exhausting.
It is.
Because you got to keep up with it.
It's like a full-time job.
Well, it is a full-time job if you work for Black Rifle Coffee. But It really is. It really is a full-time job, and I can't believe, because I was like, there's a couple of if you look at some of the there's uh, the best way to describe it is eye openers, like how, like, if people saw the behind the scenes stuff that we were doing when we were taking the photos to get those photos for
The not hot stuff.
the not hot stuff.
Yeah.
The reason why I always call it not hot is because I would spray her down with water and
And
make
I'm
her
like,
glisten.
I can't see.
You got it in my eyes. It won't be the first time woman to say that. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, it's like, oh, look out for the cyclist. Hey, guy.
It stings so bad in my eye.
Can't see.
It's
Take a
because the
picture.
babies think your eye is your ovary.
I didn't say that.
I know, but I said that it's in my head.
No, you should say it out loud.
And I had to say it out loud. It was so hilarious. But
The not hot stuff.
the not hot stuff, it really is not hot.
It really isn't.
And even with people want to get into
Or the look like you're pooping.
oh yeah.
Let me see your constipated face. Okay.
And you're like, and what's really strange is that's the photo that you went with.
Shut up.
It was so funny because I was like, make a O face, and she didn't get it. She's like, you want me to? It was like, I was like, that's the face you give your men to that you're orgasming, really?
No.
And I was like, act like you're fucking constipated. And she did that, and she's like, well, that looked really good. I'm like, eh.
But if you're behind the scenes, make your constipated face, and there are noises that come with it, because you can't just make a constipated face. Be like, ah.
I know, right?
Ah.
It's like Rocky movie. There's a documentary of Sylvester Stallone, and they had to get rid of most of the audio because when they were punching, they were like, pow, 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 pow. All the audio was scrapped. And going in, and you're looking at probably about 10 to 20 minutes of the film that was actually boxing.
Yeah.
And think about how much they had to get rid of for the sound, because they kept on but people that are like mentally unhinged shouldn't seek celebrityism, I guess it would be, or fame.
They shouldn't be allowed with a computer unrestricted.
Well, yeah. I mean, most of those people are people that
But then we
have political opinions.
Or the high functioning people with the screws loose, where they're able to have jobs and driver's licenses, and everybody that knows them says like, yeah, he was a little off, but then they end up murdering someone.
What's really strange is if you're friends with somebody, like me and you, we're friends on Facebook, but we don't really interact that much. Every once in a while, like when I give you the espresso shot of caramel and vanilla, that's probably that is literally the only other one was when I posted my website to that one post that you did. And the other one was when you drank this. I had like 2 posts that I commented. Most of the time, I love just, face to face or texting or calling someone up and saying hi and everything. Hell, what's his name? Christian Bale, when he first came into the United States, and he lived in Los Angeles and everything, he thought it was okay just go to somebody's house and drop by. And me, I'm the same way. I was like, I don't see a problem with that. Come over to my place, drop by and say, hey, how you doing? Hang out, talk a little bit. But he did it, and people were getting annoyed. I was like, why is that annoying? But I'm the type of person, well, nowadays you text beforehand, like, hey, I'm coming by your place. Are you there? Yeah. Is it all right if I come by and hang out? Sure. Or, no, I'm kind of busy, and then you send me an explicit photo of what you're actually doing, which
like putting away groceries.
no, we'll go with that. Not exactly what I did one time. Someone. Okay, this is before the phones had cameras, and this is before my friends were still in high school, and I was in the Air Force, and I was dating somebody, and they've never seen me date. They never seen people that were. I didn't really go in and date people until I was in the military. I had a couple of flings, but that was it. And they always thought I was like, oh, he couldn't get a woman no matter what. And one day he was like, hey, Dave, I heard you're in town. Can you come pick me up so we can go play Magic over a friend of mine's house? I was like, yeah, sure, but right now I'm getting a blowjob. It's like, ha, 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 ha. I was like, hey, honey, can you pop off that real quick and say hi?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you say something and people are doubting you.
Yeah.
But.
And I was like, okay, go back to work.
I'm sure if someone's like, can I come over? And I was like, no, my mouth is full of dick. That would be enough. They wouldn't be like.
I'd be like, okay, I believe it. All right. Kill it on you.
Come over, I'm like, just kidding. I'm eating
Cheetos. Of course, I'm one of those degenerates. I'm like, hey, can I be judgmental and see how big he is? Well, it's only going in between your teeth, so you can probably hurry it up.
This is why I would stick with putting away groceries.
Of course, me it'd be that whole what if you're putting away groceries, I'll come by and help out. Like, oh, those put up. Like, I'll be by in 5 minutes to help out. Well, he's actually doing a good job, so I don't know how you're gonna help out. I'll just grab his hips and start moving so he doesn't lose that much energy, so he keeps on going for the rest of the day. How about that?
Fair enough.
Man, he said he was gonna help out. He did. He wasn't joking. He's helping out. Man, I have so much energy. Yeah. But on that note, well, that was another thing that I felt that was really strange in most of these cases is the parents are mentally distraught and everything like that. I can't remember who. I think it was Ed Gaines.
He was the one with the mom issues, right?
No, that's Ed Kemper.
Okay.
Yeah, I get those two mixed up. Well, both of them had mom issues.
Kemper's the big guy, right?
Yeah, really Kemper's the big guy. Gaines is the guy that was modeled off of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay.
And if anybody tells you that they got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was in a location somewhere in Texas, they are wrong. It was the guy lived in Wisconsin. And a friend of mine he's an EMT down in Austin is like, oh, we've been to the site. No, you've been to the site where they filmed the movie. They actually filmed it in Texas. They filmed it at a location over by there, but they didn't. The guy never killed. There was nothing like because if you look up Ed Kemper, you can see furniture that he made, and some people buy Ed Kemper designs.
Why? Would you?
No, they're disgusting looking.
Oh, okay.
Because the lampshade is human skin, and they have a spine. It's a lampshade, or it's a lamp.
A standing lamp.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's a backbone skeleton.
I guess if you're into that type of gore.
I've never got into it, but they're actually worried about posting a lot of the stuff because of copycats. But throughout this whole case and everything, they legitimately they had the footage of him because he didn't hide his face. Yeah. He wanted everybody to know he was doing this, and like you said, he had kitty killy. We'll just say cats because that's a tongue twister.
He tortured kittens on the internet and killed them.
Killing videos.
Yeah.
Man, that is a tongue twister, just the kitty killing.
Kitty killing videos.
Say it 5 times fast.
No. He killed the kittens.
There you go. But this guy was just. It shows how much. I mean, it was just a melting pot. It was one of those things that was almost like Freddy Krueger. I mean, raped by 1,000 psychopaths, and that's what you get.
And he's just so, and the fact that there's footage of him like before he was caught, for committing first-degree murder, like he's so narcissistic, and just his ego is like, I can't even imagine being that obnoxious. And even if somebody does feel like, oh, my looks are most important, do you really brag about it and say that on TV that it's more important than anything? Like, and what 25-year-old needs a hair implant surgery?
I know a chick like that though.
She
No, she didn't have hair implants, but if she got like a wrinkle or something like that, she would just go off. She would just like, I gotta get this fixed. This right here. I'm like, look, you're like 28. What the fuck are you talking about? Unless, of course, she was an ex-heroin addict. So
well,
there's
he's
a lot
a
of
self-proclaimed model and porn star.
Well, he was a model.
Releasing your own porn on the internet. I mean, I don't think he did anything of like high caliber, like because a lot of people can be an internet porn star, but he was talking about the competition and how competitive it can be with going up against other people. But it was like, dude, you're 25, you're not like 38,
Yeah.
But
well, 25 in the porn world is probably like, 60. Really. But I mean, if you look at I can see the competition and everything like that in the porn world, because once you reach a certain age, if you look a little bit older, you have to switch it all up, because you
can't be that version of you but burnt out.
Or teen porn.
Yeah.
You can't say you're a teenager. I was like what's really funny about is the stepmom and stepson.
Oh yeah,
porn.
in
I was
the
like,
porn
it was
world,
like,
I would be like older lady MILF porn.
No,
like,
that's not that. It's even funnier than that, because both of them were probably about 36.
Yeah.
Because Courtney Chase, I was watching this podcast, and she was on there. I was like, oh, she's kind of cute, and she has a banging body, like abs and everything, and she works out like really bad. She like really, not really bad, but really, really works out to get her figure. And she's like, it's just my husband. He's like 36. He's the same age as I am. And as long as you get the view from the camera and you don't get the person on the edge, or they have it to where a lot of the guys like filter their face. And I was like,
well, yeah, because in porn you never
I'd still watch it.
You don't have two faces looking at the camera ever at once, because that's weird.
Well, they used to do that.
Ugh, that's so weird. You don't want to make eye contact with your porn stars.
No, they started that up. There's so much fucked up shit I know about porn. It's called gonzo porn.
Okay, I know that's a porn category, but
yeah,
I don't know that
it's
I've
a porn.
watched it.
But most people do that nowadays because most of the guys are fuck ugly.
Keep your head that way.
Yeah.
Down.
Can you put this bag over your face? But I go down this rabbit hole at times.
Okay, wait. Explain. What is gonzo porn?
Gonzo porn is the same thing as gonzo journalism. It's it's basically a first person perspective. Hunter House Thompson, that's where it actually came from, the gonzo part, because he would go in when he did his journalism and everything, and like his story with the Hells Angels. He embedded himself in the Hells Angels. It was his point of view, what was going on, his drug use, what he did, blah, blah, blah. I was like, another thing he used to do was he would get, like, high on shrooms or LSD or pot, and he would go to a dinner party, and then he would write about his experience of being high at that dinner party. And I'm talking, like, presidential dinner parties. So, he was a character. But, I guess this is it about, for this one. That Luca character though, he didn't even look that. Well, of course, I'm judging because I don't look at guys all too much as a good looking.
He
or
looks like
anything
a
that.
twink. Like a very small, feminine, adolescent boy. That's how he looks to me.
Well, the photo that was taken was like when he was like 20. So, I mean, I haven't showed you the photo. I'll show you when we get in the car and we go. Because the military keeps your photos. I didn't know that until I got a base pass. I still have my photo from when I last had my ID.
Oh gosh! Wow.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, I was a cute little fucker. All right, people. Well, I'm David Dickerman, and this is Marissa McCoy.
You got it.
Yay! We'll catch you back later.
Bye.